Hello dear students, welcome to this new video. This video is intended for grade 7 students and it is on the chapter Geometric Construction. The learning objectives are as follows. You will be able to identify different parts of a ruler, protractor and a pair of compasses. You'll also be able to state the different types of angles, use a protractor to measure and draw angles, construct angles using a set of compasses, bisect lines and angles using a pair of compasses, construct perpendicular lines using pair of compasses, and finally draw regular polygons using geometric construction. So when we talk about geometric constructions, it means that you're going to draw shapes or construct lines as well as angles using the following drawing equipment. You'll be needing a 15 cm ruler, a protractor, a pencil, and a pair of compasses. First equipment that we are going to study is the ruler. In our ruler, there are many divisions, and usually most rulers are in centimeters, which would mean that the distance from 0 up to 1, there are 10 divisions. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, and the line that you are going to draw would be in millimeters. So in that case, 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeters. When we look at a regular ruler, which is up to 30 centimeters, it means that we can measure up to 300 millimeters. The exercise here asks you to draw the following lines using a ruler and also mention that all dimensions are in millimeters. Let's have a look at the demonstration video. As you see, we have 8 different lines that we have to draw. We have to start from 27 to 50, 97, 101, 163, 199, 202 and 222. Well, first of all, we are going to look at our ruler. So in our ruler, as you can see, the measuring scale is in centimeters, and the first long division here is 0. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 15 centimeters. Here we have the dimensions in millimeters, but when we refer to our ruler, the dimensions are in centimeters. We know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, which means that the number of divisions from 0 up to 1 is 10. For example, if we have 27 millimeters, it would mean that we have 0, 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, and then we have to count these small divisions. So in this case, it will be 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27. One simple trick is that if we have 27 millimeters, we have to convert it into centimeters, which would mean that we have to divide 27 by 10, which would give us 2.7 centimeter. One other way of doing this is that we write 27, we add a dot and 0, and then we have to divide it by 10, which would mean that this dot decimal would move here, and this would give us 2.7 centimeters. When we are going to draw lines, we have to use the ruler. We have to start from 0, which is here, we put a dot, and then we have to measure using our ruler. So this is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then we need 2 more divisions, which would give us 27, and then we put a dot here. We draw the line like this. We also write A and B because this is line AB. We can also write 27. So this is example 4A. Now we are going to look at B. So first of all, we are going to put the first dot, and then we have to locate 50. We're going to do the same thing. We have 50 millimeters. We add decimal 0 is equal to 5 centimeters because we have moved the decimal here, so it will be 5.0 centimeters. So we put a dot at 5 centimeters, and then we can draw the line like this. We label it A and B. Next we have C. We have 97 millimeters. Again, we start from one dot, and then 97 millimeters is equal to 97.0. We move this decimal, it will be equal to 9.7 centimeters, and then 9.7 centimeters would be 9, 9.5 and 9.2 here, and then we draw the line A, B. I forgot to add the 50 here, and here it will be 97. Next line is 101 millimeters. Again, we are going to start with a dot. We are going to write 101 millimeters is equal to 101.0, and then we are going to move this decimal by 1 unit, and this would be equal to 10.1 centimeters. We have to put the 0 mark on our ruler on the first dot, and then 10.1 centimeters would be 10 here, and then 1 millimeter will be here, and then we draw the line. We have to label it A, B, and 101. Next example would be 163 centimeters. So we start with the first dot like this, and then we write 163 millimeters is equal to dot 0, move one place, 16.3 centimeter. So in this case we are going to use our longer ruler, and then 16.3 is here, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to put a dot here, and then we are going to draw the line. We're going to call it A and B, and this is one is going to be 163. Next we have 199. So we use the first dot. We're going to write 199 here is equal to dot 0. Same here, it will be equal to 19.9 centimeters, and then we're going to place the 0 mark here. 19.9 centimeters would be here, so we draw the line up to here, and then we call it A and B, and we are going to write 199. We are going to proceed the same way for 202. Again, 202 millimeters is equal to 202.0. So it will become 20.2 centimeters. We have 20 here, and then 2 more millimeters here, and then we put the second dot, and then finally 222 millimeters equal to that 0. We move this here, it will be equal to 22.2 centimeters. In this part of the session, we are going to study how do we bisect a line. When we bisect a line, it means that we are dividing the line into two equal parts to find the midpoint. And to do that, we are going to use the pair of compasses. Here you can find a few exercises that you have to attempt, and the question reads as follows. Draw and bisect the following lines using a pair of compasses. All dimensions are in millimeters. In order to attempt this question, we are going to look at a demonstration video. For example, if we have a line which is 97 millimeters. So this is our first dot. This is 90, 95, 97. We draw the line. And then this would be A, and this would be B, and it is 97 millimeters. First of all, what we have to do is that we have to adjust our compass in such a way that it exceeds more than half of this line's distance. We do not need to measure it, we only need to approximate it. So I have written X, Y, and Z on this line. I need to open my compass more than half of this line when I put my compass at A. Which distance should I be using? X, Y, or Z? Obviously it is going to be this one because it is more than half. So I draw an arc. This is called an arc here, like this. And then the same arc is going downwards. I repeat the same step from here. I draw the arc here, and then I'm going to draw it here. It touches at 2 points, here and here. I'm going to call them 1 and 2. And then finally, I'm going to draw the vertical line which passes through these 2 points, like this. And then eventually, I have located the midpoint of this line, which is point C. We are going to look at another example. We are going to draw a line which is 63 millimeters. Again, we are going to use the same example. We're going to write X, Y, and Z. And then we're going to put our compass here. And we know that it is not X, it is not Y, it is Z. So I draw the arc upwards and downwards. And I repeat the same steps at B without changing this dimension. I have obtained point 1 and 2 where these two arcs meet, and I'm going to draw the vertical line which is going to meet these 2 points. So I have obtained point C, which is the midpoint. There are various types of angles, and these are acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, or full rotation. Acute angles are usually less than 90 degrees. Right angles are exactly 90 degrees. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. A straight angle is a straight line and it is equal to exactly 180 degrees. A reflex angle is greater than 180 degrees. A full rotation is exactly 360 degrees. In order to draw angles, we need a protractor. Let us have a look at the features of a protractor. You'll find the origin, which is a very important point. We'll have the baseline, which is also a very important point, and then finally we'll have the angles, which is given in both sides. When we start measuring, we start from point 0, and when we start the measurement, it will depend on how much the angle is. So for example, if it is 30 degrees, then we have to start from 0 and then move up to 30 degrees, and it will be we measure in the clockwise direction. We're going to have a look at some exercises, and we are going to use the protractor to draw these angles, and the angles range from 45 degrees up to 330 degrees. To draw the 50 degrees angle, first of all we have to draw a horizontal line of around 60 millimeters, and then we place the protractor on the line as you can see on this animation, and then we have to measure in the clockwise direction, which would mean that we start from 0 and then gradually we move up to 50 degrees. So when we find or locate the 50 degree mark, we're going to put a dot there. From B, we're going to draw a line which moves through the dot, and we're going to label this line C. So this would be line BC, and this angle would be 50 degrees. Let us have a look at the next example. In this one, we have 100 degrees, and we place our protractor in this way after drawing our line, and then again we start from 0 and we move from left to right. We locate 100 degrees, we put a dot, and then we join the line up to it, and this would be point C, and it would be line BC. The angle will be 100. The next example is that of a 200 degrees angle. In this one, we have to draw the line, and the protractor allows us to draw only up to 180, which would mean that we have 20 degrees and we have to draw it at the bottom. So if we draw an imaginary line at B, and then we have to place our protractor like this as it is on the animation, and since 180 plus 20 gives us 200 degrees, so we have to put a dot at 20 degrees here, and then this would be our angle. The last example would be that of 300 degrees, and comparing it to the previous one, we have quite a similar case. 300 degrees is more than 180 degrees. We are going to draw the extension, and this is going to be a very faint line, and then we are going to place our protractor in this way, and we have to do a subtraction. That would be 300 minus 180, that would be 120 degrees. So from this point we are going to measure 120 degrees. We put a dot at 120 after moving from this point up to here in the clockwise direction, and this would be 300 degrees. So now we can move to the demonstration video where other angles have been explained on how to draw them. So as you already know, there are different types of angles. When you're going to construct angles, we're going to use a protractor. This is a protractor. We see that there are these different graduations here. and then it starts from 0 and then 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 180. And we also have graduation in the opposite direction, which starts from 0, 10, 20 and 30 up to 180. We are going to use our protractor from left and then we're going to move to the right. So if your compass starts from 0 on the left, then here you see that 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and then it gradually increases up to 180. So what is an angle? The angle is the distance between two lines. So we need two lines in order to obtain an angle. When we have to draw any angle, first of all, we have to draw the first line. I usually use up to 60 millimeters of length. And if the angle is, for example, 30 degrees. So when you're given this angle 30 degrees, it would mean that angle A, B, C is equal to 30 degrees, which would mean that this angle is between line AB and line BC. So this is line AB. We are going to use our protractor, and then as you can see, we have this horizontal line. So this horizontal line starts from 0 here and it ends up to 180 here. We're going to place this line here. We have this point of origin which is here. So point B should be at this position on our protractor. I'm going to place this point on the protractor like this. So we have 0. We need to measure up to 30 degrees. 10, 20, 30. And then we have to put the dot here. Once you have put the dot, we're going to draw the line. And this line also I'm going to measure it up to 60 millimeters. And this point is going to be point C. I have to denote this angle as 30 degrees. 105 degrees. Again here A, B, C is equal to 105 degrees. We're going to draw the first line, which would be 6 centimeters long or 60 millimeters long. I'm going to label it A and B. I have to place this point here like this. So this line, it lies flat on our line. And then starting from 0 from left, we have to measure up to 105 degrees. So we have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100 degrees. Next we have 105, which would mean that similar to the ruler, there are 10 divisions. And this is the 5th division that is missing. So we are going to count 100, 101, 2, 3 and 4 and finally 5. So this is 105 degrees. We're going to draw the line from point B up to here. And this is going to be point C. And this is the angle 105. The next angle that we are going to draw is 208 degrees. Again, we're going to draw the line, which would be 6 centimeters in length. Is equal to 208 degrees. Our protractor, we can measure up to 180 degrees. And here we have 208 degrees, which means that when we subtract 208 to 180, we're going to obtain 28 degrees. Once we have obtained 28 degrees, what we have to do is that we have to draw an imaginary line here. Our point is point B. We know that a straight line is 180 degrees. So this part is already 180 degrees. From point B, we have to add 28 degrees, but this time, since we are moving in this direction like this, the clockwise direction, so this would be 0 and then this would be 180, and you have to add 28 degrees at the bottom here. We put our protractor like this. We have the 0 mark here, and then we have to measure 28 degrees, which would mean that this is 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then we put a dot here. We are going to use our ruler, and then we are going to draw the line. So this would be point C, and all of this is equal to 208 degrees. The last example that we are going to look at is that of 330 degrees. Similar to the previous case, ABC is equal to 330. How much it is greater than 180? We have to subtract it, which would be equal to 150 degrees. How do we measure 150 degrees? Simple. So first of all, we draw the line. We're going to call it A and B. You can also draw the other part of the imaginary line if you wish, and then we're going to place our protractor like this. Since we are measuring in the clockwise direction, we already have 180 at the top. We have to measure 150 like this. So starting from 0, 150 will be here. And then finally we are going to draw line BC, and this would be C, and all of this would be equal to 330 degrees. So we have drawn an acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees, and we have also drawn an obtuse angle which is more than 90 degrees but it is less than 180. We have also drawn a reflex angle. Actually, we have drawn two reflex angles because both are more than 180 degrees. In this next session, we are going to look at how we are going to bisect angles using compasses. The exercise below asks you to draw and bisect the following angles, and these again range from 30 degrees up to 330 degrees. Let us have a look at the demonstration video. So first of all, we are going to draw an angle which will be equal to 40 degrees. This is line A, B. We use our protractor, and then at 40 degrees I put a dot, and then I use my ruler to draw this line, and this would be point C. So ABC is equal to 40 degrees. How do I bisect it? So the angle is here. What I do is that I take my compass and then I take the distance of my finger. Okay, and then I place it at point B, and I'll draw an arc here. When I have drawn this arc, I'll obtain 2 points. will be 1 and 2. Without changing this dimension, I can draw an arc here and then another arc here. When I have drawn these two arcs, I'll obtain point 3. Once I have drawn point 3, I'm going to draw this is the line which is in the middle, or which separate these two angles into two equal parts. We can also call it line AD. In example B, we're going to bisect an angle which is 105 degrees. So we start off by drawing the line. This would be line AB. And then we are going to draw the line 100, 105, the dot, and then we are going to draw the line. Next, same, I'll measure my finger, you can measure yours, and then we're going to draw an arc from B, like this. This is line BC. I have obtained 2 points, 1 and 2. Without changing this distance, I'm going to draw an arc here and another arc here. So where these two arcs, this is point 3. So from B, I'm going to draw this line and this is line DB, and we have bisected these two parts. We are going to look at another example where ABC is equal to 210. We draw our line. This would be AB. I'm going to extend this line. 210 minus 180 is equal to 30 degrees. So I'm going to measure 30 degrees. And 30 degrees would be here. Then I'll draw line BC. Once I have drawn line BC, I have this compass, which is the width of my finger, and then I draw the arc. Now I have obtained point 1 and 2. Unfortunately, if I use these 2 points at the top, it will be difficult for me to draw the line. So what I do is that I'm going to open my compass like this, and then I'm going to draw the arc. So the distance you open your compass will be approximately 6 centimeters, or you can measure less, but still you have to maintain the same distance when you're going to bisect. And this gives us point 3. We use our ruler and our pencil to draw line BD. In the last example, we're going to bisect line which is equal to 320. We draw the line. AB, and then since it exceeds 180 degrees, we're going to extend it. 320 minus 180 degrees is equal to 140 degrees. So from here we're going to measure up to 140 40 degrees, which is here. We're going to draw the line from point B to here, and this is point C, and all of this is 320. I use my compass to measure the width of my finger, and then I place it on point B, and then I draw this arc. It will touch 2 points on line AB and BC, 1 and 2. Again, here I'm going to open my compass in such a way that it is greater than the radius of this arc, and then I draw an arc here and another one, and it is going to touch 2 points. So once I have obtained point 3, I have drawn a line from B which moves through point 3 to obtain line BD. So I have successfully bisected angle 320. In the last part of this video, we are going to look at how to construct angles using a pair of compasses. And in this one, we are going to look at how we construct angles such as 60 degrees, 120 degrees, and 30 degrees. Let us have a look at the demonstration video. We have reached the last part of this video, and we are going to learn how to construct angles using pair of compasses. The first angle that we are going to learn how to construct is going to be 60 degrees angle. First of all, what you have to do is that you have to draw a horizontal line, and then we are going to label it A and B. We are going to choose a point approximately in the middle, and we are going to label it C, which would mean that angle ACD is equal to 60 degrees. The 60 degrees angle will be at C. First of all, what you do is that you use the compass and you measure your finger, and then you draw an arc at C like this. It is going to touch 2 points, 1 and 2. Without changing this dimension which you have used to draw the arc, we use the same radius at point 1, and then we draw an arc here, and this will give us point 3. If we repeat the same step at point 2, we'll obtain point 4. If I draw a line from C up to here, so all of this is 60 degrees angle. This would be line D. Next angle we are going to draw is going to be 120 degrees. How do we draw 120 degrees? So when I draw line AB, so this is A, this is B, ACD is equal to 120. If this is point C, I measure my finger. I have drawn this arc like this. This would be point 1. This would be point 2. This would be point 3 and 4. So when we draw a line from C which moves through point 3, we obtain 60 degrees. In order to obtain 120 degrees, we are going to draw a line from point C up to point 4. So all of this angle is equal to 120 degrees, which means that when we use this method, we can divide a straight line which is 180 degrees to obtain 3 equal divisions: 60, 120, and finally 180. The third example that we are going to draw is 30 degrees. So first of all, we draw our line. And then locate point C. So ACD is equal to 30 degrees. We have to repeat these constructions which I have used to obtain point 1 and 2 and angle 60 degrees. We will need only point 1 and point 3. We're going to use point 1 and point 3 to draw 2 arcs. These arcs will give us point 5 because we assume that point 4 is here. Once you have obtained point 5, what we have actually done is that we have bisected this angle of 60 degrees using point 1 and 3. This is how you obtain 30 degrees. We have reached the end of this session. I thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Till then, take care and see you soon.